BBC Radio Merseyside.
0151 709 9333.
Yep, 80s Whopper. If you want to suggest one, get onto the email, tony.snell@bbc.co.uk. Lovely story, this. An expat Scouser cycling back from New Zealand, he gets the boat, or the plane, in the watery bits, is to visit his last remaining brother after almost half a century living in New Zealand. John Billings, who hasn't been back to Merseyside since 1969, is making the trip with two friends using the canal towpaths. He joins us on the line now, somewhere near Warrington. Hiya, John.
Hi there. What's your name now?
My name's Tony.
Tony. Yeah,
Hi, John.
Yeah, we're actually in Rainford having a breakfast.
Oh, you're having a bit of brekkie then? You haven't lost your Scouse accent then, have you? You've not been back here since 1969.
No. Well, so they say, yeah.
Listen, the most important question to any cyclist is, how's your bum?
Oh, not too bad. I mean, it's been better, but it's not bad.
Okay, well, we won't go into too many details.
Okay, that's fine.
You're having your breakfast. What are you having? A bit of toast or a bit of cereal?
No. We're having a good English breakfast. Bacon, eggs, and mushrooms and sausage.
Oh, so you've stopped off along the way to do this, obviously. John, tell me about this journey from New Zealand. You've been down there for many, many years, but you're coming back to see your kid, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm coming back to see my kid. Well, what actually happened was the people I'm with have got a house in London, and I'm a builder, and they just asked me would I want to do some work on their house in London. So, accommodation is the most expensive thing if you go anywhere, so I thought, well, now's the time to possibly come back over. It was a good time to come and see my brother, so that's what I did. I've been in London for a couple of weeks, and then we rode up the canals.
Right.
To here, so it's been brilliant.
So let me just get this clear in my head. Seeing your brother was an afterthought. You just thought, I'll go and see him anyway because I'm going to be in London.
Well, it wasn't really. I won't go too far into it, but what actually happened was when I first came to New Zealand, I obviously had a passport, but I let it lapse.
Yeah.
And the laws changed in this time in New Zealand, and I could get out of New Zealand, but I couldn't get back in.
Oh, right, okay.
So I had a hell of a job getting residency, and one thing led to another, and all of a sudden, it's 46 years.
And of the bits that you've seen of the country so far, I think you're going to get a real surprise when you end up in this part of the world, certainly when you end up in Liverpool.
Yeah. Well, the big thing is I'd forgotten how beautiful England was. Because when I was coming up the canals, it was fabulous. And now they tell me that Liverpool's changed. And on the waterfront and everything, so I'm not going to know anything because I had a little look on the web.
Yeah, it's not the same though, is it?
And no, and I couldn't recognise half the places.
Yeah. Well, listen, don't be getting comfy now because, once you're gone, you're gone. If you wanted to leave the city, off you go. Don't be trying to worm your way back in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Tell me about your lovely brother.
Well, as I say, I haven't seen him for 46 years, and he was a plumber. There was 4 of us. 2 have died, and he was, Alan was 90, he was in the war, so... Wow. It's a long time ago.
He knows you're coming, doesn't he?
I let him know a couple of days ago. I didn't let him know till then.
Don't just turn up on the doorstep like that. Alan, nice to see
90
you.
Years of age, it mightn't have been too good.
No, you don't want a shock like that, really.
No, that's right.
It's going to be emotional, this, John, isn't it? It's bound to be emotional.
Oh, it's going to be very emotional, for sure.
What are you going to talk about after all this time, face to face?
A lot of family. I mean, he's got 8 children. We were, obviously, some of them are on the pension now, so, it's a long, long time, nearly 50 years, isn't it? And,
in this world of the internet, John, where you can Skype and FaceTime, and, that is good, but it's not the same looking someone in the eye and shaking their hand and just giving them a big hug. You can't do that on the internet.
No, you can't do it. And I mean, okay, I've been in touch with his family on the internet, but, it's pretty impersonal, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah, and so, I mean, I haven't been into Liverpool yet. So I'm going to see him Bearsco, and then I'll get in there next week. You're
going to get a big surprise. You really are. So listen, it's Friday. Does your Alan? He obviously knows you're coming. Do you think he's got a a Friday big shop in, because that's what we do on a Friday now. You get a few extra messages in, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I'll tell. I know his daughter's gonna cook us a big pan of scouse, which I'm really looking forward to.
Oh, brilliant! How long are you staying for, John?
Well, we'll most probably have a week or two, and then I'll go back to London, and then obviously back to New Zealand.
And you've come up on the cycle paths, the tow paths on the canal.
Yeah, the tow paths.
Be a little bit hairy. Them, how many bunches?
It was in places, so we had to get off them.
Yeah.
It was getting a bit slippy. You might have ended up in the canal.
I bet it was, yeah.
And it didn't look too healthy, that canal, in places.
Well, listen, give our best, and everybody listening just sends their best wishes to you and your lovely brother, and all the great conversations that you're going to have with him as well. And you know, the 2 weeks or whatever you're going to stay for, it's just going to go over in a flash, mate, isn't it?
I know it is. And thank you for listening.
No, you're welcome. Yeah, listen, your egg and bacon's getting cold there. I better leave you to it. All right. How much of it have you got left?
A couple of pieces.
Okay, we'll let you get on with it then anyway.
Okay.
Good to talk to you, thanks.
Yeah, and you look after yourself.
And you
See
too.
you later.
What a lovely man, and what a great story that is as well, you know, coming all the way up. A great opportunity to come. And we've got to film that. Wouldn't it be lovely to just film that meeting for the first time in 40-odd years? That would be fantastic there. BBC